at your feet. Bow before your throne. You are a glorious God. I bow before your throne. Worship at your feet. Father, we bow before your throne. Hey, Jesus. I bow before your throne. Worship at your feet. Glorious God, beautiful King, excellent God, I bow before the throne. Glorious God, beautiful King, excellent God, I bow before. You are worthy of my praise. Oh, you are worthy of my praise. I call you Isaac. You are worthy of my praise. Oh, you are worthy of my. I call you Yahweh, 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 Yahweh. Oh, you are worthy. I call you Jesus. You are worthy of my praise. Oh, you are worthy of.
Good evening and welcome to Something in Need for You. Welcome to another exciting time to encourage one another. This is something I've started a week ago. This is part 2. In part 1, I was able to identify that humanity created by God to live together. And in the process, there is bound to be clashes, different opinion, then argument is inevitable, issues, and to live together with other people require rules of engagement. Even if you're twins, you're bound to clash at times. Even if you're born of the same father, the same mother, you're bound to. So for that reason, there needs to be rules of engagement. And that's why I've been going on about it since last week. So I'm going to continue I have a 10 principle that I want to share with you. If you missed the part 1, then go and watch it on the social media handle that where you're watching it right now. Accept yourself. So part 2 today, I'll be looking at 2 or 3 principles out of the 10 again. And today, I want to say, know what counts and know what doesn't count. Know what counts. And you must also know what doesn't count. You see, there are certain things, or if not some things, you fight on issues that do not really make sense at times. Maybe because of your ego, maybe because you just want to prove a point to the other person to know that you are more intellectually inclined than this individual. Fair enough. But for every action, there is a consequence. Not really can. Let me give you some, a bit of rundown about what really counts in today's world. And that's what I'm talking about, the rules of engagement. You see, being kind and considerate, it counts. Because the person you're kind to will never forget your kindness. There are different ways of people paying back kindness, but they will never forget your kindness. Neither will people forget your nastiness too. They will never forget the harsh and difficult way you deal with them. So therefore, being wicked and nasty do not really count. But being kind and considerate counts. Being humble and being respectful, being truthful really counts. Being humble. In fact, the Bible talks about humility in 2. You to get your prayer answer is for you to humble yourself. You just imagine you want someone to help you and you're raising your shoulder. You know you're limited in certain circumstances, but there is someone who can be a lift, who can get you up, and you're approaching that individual with arrogant behavior. You're not going to get anywhere with him. And your problem ain't going to be solved. So being humble or poor, educated or illiterate, ugly or handsome, it doesn't really matter, black or white. Being kind, humble, and respectful, they are key factors in life. If you're kind to people, if you're humble, if you're respectful, and you're truthful, it makes life much easier to live. It makes relationship to work better. It makes relationship to work better. It makes people to relate very well with one another, and that builds on trust. It helps confidence, and it grows relationship. Whether that relationship is business relationship or is marital relationship or it's just a friendly relationship, whatever class of relationship is, when there is humility, we respect one another, we are truthful with one another, that environment will be a peaceful environment. There will be sanity. There will be confidence. The approach will be much more better. But in a situation that you're so rude, you're so arrogant, you're so full of yourself, you think that there is no one like you in this world, that you're nasty to your driver, to your gate man, to your house help, you're thinking that you are the Almighty. But the thing is, you are not the Almighty. The Almighty is the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, is God. It is the Almighty. He can raise up and he can bring down. You may be important to you. And if they do not remove you by election, they can remove you, by military. And if they do not remove you either by gun or by election, then you can be removed by death. So every position you have is to appreciate God's faithfulness and God's goodness, but be humble, and be respectful, and be truthful. Those are the things that count. Those are the things that count. Another thing that counts is that getting through each day without seriously offending or hurting anyone counts. You do not need to bring somebody down for you to get up. You do not need to hurt people or to get a pound of flesh because you want to be better, but you want to make an impact. No, it doesn't count. Because the thing is, if you oppress someone now that you brought them down, there is someone that is bigger than you that may likely bring you down tomorrow. So it's more important to get through each day without seriously offending or hurting anyone. Those are the things that I see in my own view. You may disagree with me. This is my view. Those things count. And they count towards your progress, towards your transformation, towards a better relationship with one another. Because if you get through the day without hurting anyone, either at work or in the community, in your neighborhood, in your church, wherever you find yourself, then it makes the environment much better. But in a situation where you're hurting people, you're either by word or you have trouble with everyone, you have, trouble just follow you all the time because you feel that the only way for you to be seen is for you to be nasty. That's not rules of engagement. Rules of engagement is for you to make wherever you find yourself much better than the way you find it or the way you met it. So those are the things that really count. And I want to repeat it again. Being kind, being considerate, being humble, respectful, truthful, getting through each day without seriously offending or hurting people. Those are the things that count. It makes life better. It makes relationship to work. Trust me, it makes relationship to work. So what are the things that do not count? You see, having the latest gadgets, shoes, bags, doesn't really count. They do not really count. Whether you wear designer clothes today, somebody is not wearing designer clothes, as long as that individual is not naked. So sometimes we pursue things for the purpose of oppressing other people. In your own view, you think that, oh, when I get the latest gadgets, the latest shoe, the latest bags, the latest thing going on, though, that makes it count. It doesn't really count. Because those things will go away. They will fade away in the market. They operate according to seasons. Look, I'm not saying you should not, enjoy your money. I love gadgets. But the thing is, I will never go out of my way to pursue it. I will never. Neither will I borrow money all because I want to be the parameter, the yardstick, the standard for me to pursue. I run my own race at my own time. So, going shopping because you are bored doesn't count. No. Because it is an indication that you have no self-control. You have no self-control. And that's why you see a number of people get themselves in financial mess. And the moment they're in financial mess, they think now they can now go to other people to bail them out of their financial, doing all sorts of things to extort money from them. If they're being careless like you and start to do things that do not count, do you think you'll be able to contact them for help? You'll not be able to. No, you see, I shared this with you many years ago. You see, then iPhone 6 just came out. I was having iPhone 4 Plus of the then, and my niece came to me for me to pay her school fees. She was in the university, money for school fees. And she came to visit me and asked for school fees. And I discovered that she was having iPhone 6. Me that you came to for school fees, I was holding iPhone 4 Plus. And I now said to her, who is to pay who between the two of us? Because if you're coming for me to help you to pay your school fees, I was having iPhone 4 Plus, then you were having iPhone 6. Then it shows your level of stupidity and foolishness. School fees really matters to you. And to be honest with you, so I refuse to pay her school fees. And as I go and sell that your iPhone, because it's like you get your priority wrong. So what matters to you is the gadget. You want to belong. But look at it this way. Then iPhone 6 was the one trending. So we are now in iPhone 17. And before the end of this year, iPhone 18 is going to come out. So you can see that sometimes we get our priority, we get it wrong. Because you just want to belong, competition. Who are you running race with? Who is driving you? What is driving you? Those are things that are going to perish. And these are the things that you need to bear in mind when you're looking at the rules of engagement. Let me also say this. Getting yourself into debt does not count. It's not the ways to go. In fact, you will be enslaved for the rest of your life to your creditors. And that's what the scriptures say. You will be enslaved by the creditor. You will discover that I remember some years back. These are things that I have done. That's why I'm in a position to talk to you about it, to encourage you. And I mean, you borrowed money from the bank. You're paying £200 every month. Then you look at the interest you're paying. You're paying £96 interest. Out of the £200, 96 go to the bank straight away. So only 100 and something that goes out of towards your credit. The same thing with mortgage. The same thing with mortgage. So you discover that you're just paying the interest only. The capital still remains there. So you discover that a house of 250,000 that by the time you're going to fully pay off the money, you will have paid almost about £700,000 on that property. So when the Bible says that a debtors will be a slave to the creditor, then you know what it means. You know that's basically what it's talking about. So nurturing and teaching your children real value is important. Teaching them the value of life. Teaching them how to save, how to humble themselves, how to relate, how to behave, how to talk, and how to respect elders, irrespective of the culture. There are values that they're going to enjoy later in life. So, and that counts. That really counts. I have been a beneficiary of my father's kindness. And because of that, I was able to get a job, the moment I finished my HSC. The assistant director that interviewed me happens to be someone that my father, assisted in school. He was one of his students, and when he couldn't pay his school fees, my father assisted him to pay his school fees. And I was never born at the time. So by the time I get the benefit was when I was looking for a job after my HSC. He was assistant director at the time, and he employed me straight away based on my surname. Based on my surname. And that was the end of interview. The moment he realized, they only asked question that which of the OGUNMEFUN are you? And I told him. In my mind, I was thinking that, oh, what have my father done again? That maybe that name is going to work against me. And to God be the glory, the name worked for me. So when you are told to nurture and teach your children real values, ability to save, skill to save, to put some money together because of a day is going to come, is because rain is not going to fall every day. And it's not going to be sunshine every day either. So in a time that what happens if you lose your job? How do you pay your rent? How do you pay your bills? What do you save? What do you put in your savings? What do you keep somewhere? And to those in this part of the world, in the diaspora, if you allow people back home to become your burden, they will be the same people that will laugh at you when you fail. They will be the same people that will laugh at you when you fail. You need to learn how to say no. It is part of the rules of engagement. You are not God that will carry the burden of the world. Neither are you Jesus. Only Jesus that said, come unto me, all ye that are troubled, heavily laden, I have challenges. He was able to say, yes, I will deal with it. No government of any nation can solve the problems of that nation. Problem never expire. As you move away from one, another one is happening. But always have in your mind, who is going to help you to carry your own burden if you carry the burden of the entire family? I did that. I had no one to tell me that when I was growing up. No one to tell me. What I'm saying now, nobody was, I had no one to encourage me to tell me this, that use your brain. And I thought that, as family, that I must carry their body, I was making money, then spending money to support family, to support this, to support that. Send that one to school, send that one to this, give to this one, give to that one, give to this, give to that. And at the end of the day, they will be the same people that will say, oh, after all this year you've been living abroad, what have you been able to achieve? They will be the same people. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you should not help your siblings. I'm not saying you should not help people that matters to you. But always remember that it's because you have, that's why they remember you. If you do not have, who's going to remember you? So while you're doing that, always remember that a dry season is going to come. Always remember. And when it comes, how do you pay your bills in this part of the world? You understand? You see, there's a limit to how far they can accommodate you. There's a limit because nothing is free. Nothing is free. You go out there to work for it to pay your bills because bills will never stop coming. And there's nothing the government can do about it because they are not the one in charge of the bill. The companies that provide electricity, that provide water, that provide gas, that provide telephone, they need to get their money and they need to pay their own staff. They need to, so they're not going to say because you've been a very good customer in the past, so now you cannot pay, so they're not going to come and collect money. They will collect their money, you will pay. So living a life that do not secure your future is baseless. Those lives do not count. Doing something useful with your life counts. Do something useful with your life counts a lot. And I'm saying this to you, friends. There is a rules of engagement that you need to embrace at all times. You need to embrace that rule because you will have a peaceful life. You will be, nothing threatens your peace. No, nothing. And you discover that you will do things at your own time. It doesn't matter who is wearing a designer stuff right now. At your own appointed time, you will wear designer shoes. You wear designer clothes. You wear designer bags. And when that time comes, you will know that that time has come. You know that time has come. So the rules means focusing on what is important to you in your life and making positive changes to ensure you feel happy with what you are. And that is the rule. By dedicating your life to what is going to make you happy, make other people happy, make everyone living in the environment or in the community feel appreciated. Feel appreciated. You see, there are some things in life that are important, and there are things in life that are not important. And it doesn't take a genius to work it out. No, you do not have to be a genius to work it out. And you just think about what you do that counts and do it more. If there are things that you do that do not count, just let it go. Just leave it. I'm looking at rules of engagement. So that's number 3. Know what counts and know what doesn't count. Number 4 today, dedicate your life to something. Dedicate your life to something. You see, what are you dedicating your life to? Is dedicating your life to help other people? Does it give you joy? If it does, then dedicate your life to it. Is you looking after your family, making provision, shelter over their head, food on the table, buying them, paying your school fees? Does it make you feel good? Then dedicate your life to it. So you need to dedicate your life to something that matters. Something that matters. Something that makes people that makes you feel good, that also makes the environment, the community, wherever you belong, that makes everyone more comfortable. So I ask this evening, what are you dedicating your life to? I can answer that question for you. But every one of us is mandated to dedicate our life to the good of humanity. The good of humanity. The peace of your friends, your brother, comfort, support, lifting up. In your own little way, not at the expense of your life. So what are you dedicating your life to? Because you need to ask yourself, why am I here? What am I doing? How am I doing? Where am I going? Am I making impact? Am I a blessing or am I a trouble? Have I been able to make some people's life better or have I been able to make their life miserable? It is for you to decide what you're dedicating your life to. Do you see problems somewhere that you are able to get involved and solve the problem? Or you are able to add more burden and trouble to other people's life by making the environment to be full of, challenges, or you turn it to toxic, or anytime you get involved, it's always a problem. This is something that you need to reflect about. That. What am I making my life to be? What am I dedicating my life to? Is my life a blessing or a trouble? If your life is a blessing, my life is a blessing. Everyone around's life they're all blessing. Guess what is going to happen? There will be no room for affliction. There will be no room for sorrow. There will be no room for failure, because all of us will dedicate our life to be a blessing. We have various strengths. We have various capacity. We have various ideas. But when we and next all this together, it can only make life much better. Can only make much life better. And that can make life much easier. So reasons why God choose to create humanity as a community. Why you are not created to be an island? Because we need one another. We need one another. If you're strong, you need the poor. If you're poor or you're weak, you need the strong. If you're poor, you need the rich. If you're rich, you need the poor. We need one another so that we can help each other to fulfill purpose on earth. And that's why there's a rules of engagement. And when someone is trying to be nice to you, don't abuse the privilege. Don't abuse what, is kindness. Don't abuse the fact that this person has been so kind to you, has been so nice to you. It's not a reason for you to abuse it. That does not give you a spirit of entitlement. No. Because those are the things that tends to cause trouble, that tends to put some people off. You're feeling that because your brother has got money, that you're entitled to his money, or it's his duty to look after you. But when he was going through, what did you do? Whichever way do you help him? You have people abroad, but you're phoning them, sending them message all the time that you need help, you need to pay rent, you need to do this, you need to do that. Have you ever one day in your own life decided to buy food stuff and say, this is my friend, this is my brother, this is my uncle, I am going to send it to him or her where that individual lives abroad? Have you ever? So, but all what you do is, you ask all the time, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that. Did you pay their ticket to come abroad? That you're not saying, well, it's a payback time. I have invested in you, it's your turn now to invest in me. So you see, what I'm trying to say is this. Dedicate your life to something. You do not need to have millions before you help. You do not need to become a billionaire before you show kindness, before you assist other people. You can just imagine for a second that you decide to say, oh, this is the little that I have, maybe one tube of yam, or one carton or whatever of Indomie or Maggi, some little things of, dry fish, you buy and you now send to maybe your friend, your uncle, your auntie, your sister, your whatever relationship you have to that person. Trust me. If you do, you will provoke that individual to remember you. It's not just that all the time, he or she has to give. No, that's not the way the world is run. That's not the way things are. Even if you go to God all the time, asking God to give, He will not give you all the time. He will not give you all the time. Because the one you've been given, how many times have you come back to be appreciative? How many times? But you are so quick to ask people to give you, because you feel that they live abroad, they must have. For that reason, they should give you. You see, let it be reciprocal. That's what I'm going to share with you today on the rules of engagement. I hope I've been able to challenge you. I've been able to provoke you. And I've been able to encourage you too. That the key to your breakthrough in life is about understanding this type of principle. And you will come back to beg me, to thank me later. So this is something in it for you, and I believe there is something in it for someone. If only you can help to share on your wall, to tag other people that you think that this can be a blessing to you, you make my day, and I will be so grateful for your kindness. Until such a time I come your way again, have a wonderful evening. Enjoy the rest of your day, and looking forward to come your way